do a good job, though. They managed to keep on coming back. But, guys, we are going to be jumping into our very first matchup for the evening. That's going to be Penn State versus OSU Beans. And I mean, we got to start here looking at Penn State. I keep wanting to say PSU, but they were a Division I team in the summer series. Remy, he's one of the players who was on that roster. He's back here now. And, you know, Jeff, I got to start with you on this one. How are you feeling about them going into their first matchup for our opening game of this season?
You know, I like to see a little bit of a change. I'm not used to seeing a Penn State lineup without a player like Tennis Master on the field for them. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see how this roster, kind of a mashup of their A and B rosters from last season, how they work together. But it's going to be tough. Across the way, a storied roster in OSU, maybe not the results they would have wanted over the past couple of seasons, but they are a great team. And expect them to put up a tough fight against PSU here in this first game.
All right, it actually seems like our first game is ready. So, Kendo, I'm not going to be able to ask you any more questions, but quickly, I want you guys to give me your predictions. Kendo, you get the first dibs on this one. Let's make it quick so we can get you guys into the action.
I think we're going all five, my friend. I struggle to vote against Ohio State, but I'm going to do it anyway. Penn State in 5. Let's go.
All right.
I'm not as optimistic as Kendo. I think this will be 4 games for Ohio State. It's going to be a struggle, but I think they'll do it.
I think I'm gonna have to give it to Ohio State as well. They were a Division I team in the summer series. 3 returning players here for this team. They are going to be looking good, in my opinion. But guys, that's going to do it here for me. Take us into our opening game of the fall CRL season.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan. And as you said, our first matchup of the fall 2020 season here at the CRL, Penn State and Ohio State. Kendo, 2 schools that we've had the pleasure of watching over the past seasons and teams that have only continued to grow, making their debut here in the fall, as it will be Ohio State in the red. Sleppy, Masseter, and Shiro. Sleppy, the newcomer here to this roster, not new to the school, but kind of getting promoted up to that A line. See what he can do with these 2 players by his side. As Shiro, double tap, almost opened the scoring. Cam Bam and company back the other way. They are in that blue as Rem will score. Perfect opening for Penn State. Rem, Corey, and Cam Bam on the board.
I'm going to steal this from you just for a moment, Hunted. I want to talk about keys to the game. Ohio State is a team that works very well together. It's one of the deepest schools when it comes to the amount of people they can put on the Rocket League squad. They look for passes quite often. Offensive, defensive zone. Their biggest struggle comes from picking up the pace behind those passes. So they can struggle sometimes with the lack of speed. Whereas with Penn State, they can take full advantage of that. They are a team that works together on a regular basis. Play some Smash Mouth Rocket League, and you can disrupt Ohio State's passes just enough to find some openings.
There's a little bit of one. Sleppy, the save on the goal line. He'll get that by Cam Bam, and we are done with the first minute of game number 1. As Remember's looking for a pass. Masseter plays it on here. Sleppy up in the air. 1 touch, maybe 2. Looking for the crossbar play. It's down. Masseter can't get there in time. And that's the second shot, second double touch from Ohio State here in this game that has run the crossbar. Still, they haven't been able to knock one home quite yet. And Penn State still enjoying this 1-goal lead. And the history between these 2 teams, we watched them in the summer series when they played against each other, Penn State versus Ohio State A squad. It was Ohio State who took it in 3 games, but right now, Penn State opens game 1 with 2 quick goals.
You love to see it, the demo cam, bam! He's going to open it wide for Corey to just drive that one through. Really good advantage taking right here. Excuse me, on this rotation. They're being physical. That's exactly what I want, Hunted.
Physicality has given Penn State a 2-goal lead. Now a little bit of a mix-up at midfield. Sleppy's going to pressure this. Here comes Masseter. Gives that one away right to Corey. We'll see what Ohio State can do. They're kind of stuck at the midfield line here. It's going to be Masseter up to play it in. Rem trying to deflect it into the corner. Here comes Shiro quickly on. No touch there. Lassiter sidewall looking to use the ceiling to his advantage. Corey there with a beautiful challenge, and with 2:45 left to go, Penn State still enjoying the 2-goal lead. That's a good pass to Lassiter. Back to Sleppy. One more. They can't get it to go. Sleppy gonna play that one just a bit away. Lassiter was looking for a rebound. Now here comes Penn State back the other way yet again at halftime. Lassiter able to make the play. It will stay 2-0.
I feel like Penn State, when they get those breakouts coming back the other way, they need to focus more on controlling the ball. The quick shot is not panning out, and that's 3 times in a row. They've had close opportunities that have defensively not gone through. They have the counterattack. They just need to control.
They have been able to muster 4 shots in this game. Actually, both teams able to put on 4 shots, as now Sleppy looks for a 5th. This will be up high. Lassiter looking to drop it down. No touch from Corey, but Cam Bam is there, able to play it away, and he's around Sleppy as well. 1:45 left to go. Ohio State still unable to crack this Penn State defense. It's now Sleppy. Solid touch back into the zone. Cam Bam, he'll grab the boost. Lassiter's there waiting at the midfield line. The down, but Sleppy opts not to turn. This gives Corey a lot of space. He'll get around Sleppy. Now back wall, looking over the head of Shiro. Just a bit wide. Lassiter, not the greatest touch. Rem will challenge. Cam Bam up in the air now. Sleppy, no problem, but again, some hesitance at the midfield line right now for OSU. It's costing them time.
But there's none coming out of Penn State, and they are slowly but surely sinking in more and more pressure. They've owned the midfield line at this point, Hunted, and with that 2-goal deficit, if the Buckeyes don't change something fast, they are going to fall here early.
Ooh, Shiro had a chance. Just couldn't quite get the bumper on it. Now Sleppy in the air. Corey and Rem both committing for this ball, and none of them are going to touch it. Rem's got to try to get back. He'll be able to get there just in time. Now Shiro out in front of the goal, but no one home. And there's just opportunities to the wayside right now here for Ohio State. Lassiter trying to do what he can. There's a good pass over to Sleppy, but Rem in the way again. And with 20 seconds left to go, it looks like these opportunities going to dry up now. And Penn State out to a very quick lead here in the series.
With Rem getting that long ball on, it is all but over with. I do feel like Ohio State, they need to take a little more grounded an approach. That top crossbar hasn't been doing them any favors. If anything, they might want to find a construction crew, get a removal notice on that thing, because it is not. It had more saves than Penn State had altogether as a team. So 4th man coming through for the Nittany Lions.
Well, again, Penn State, I mean, really it didn't even look like Penn State was possessing the ball as much as Ohio State was for a majority of that game, but their shot opportunities came and they were able to take them. I feel like Ohio State really missed the mark on a couple of solid chances, a little bit of miscommunication here and there. And, I mean, if they can clean that up, it's certainly a series they can come back into. But right now, if you're a Penn State fan, you've got to be feeling pretty confident about the finishing ability of the blue side.
Absolutely, my friend. And Penn State, with the short series that we usually have here, that first game win is going to take a lot of momentum. And I'm feeling pretty confident about my prediction right now. I'm just saying.
Hey, man, we are only into game number 1. These series certainly seem to change in a heartbeat as Rem, that's a good touch, should be able to score. Cam Bam will get the credit for the goal, but it's the play here from Rem to start the scoring early.
My goodness, Rem coming out of the net after going for a physical play. The redirect is pure, and again, Cam Bam coming in last second, kind of steals the goal. Not sure if it was a steal or not. They'll accept the goal regardless, and Penn State, they're going to keep the momentum going, Hunted.
Well, Shiro takes that away, and it will be Ohio State finally on the board here in the series, tying the game at 1.
Wow, this one came very quickly, and Cam Bam taking it off the nose of his teammate, throws it right into Shiro, who is apt to enforce the punishment. We're gonna have a tie game, as you said. Mercy. Where'd the defense go, Haunted?
Well, that time there for Penn State. Unfortunate little double commit, and things going to start to open up a little bit more in this series, I have a feeling. As this will be Sleppy looking for Shiro through the midfield, off the ceiling. Oh, he gets a second touch. Sleppy will follow it up and score, in Ohio State a beauty.
This is what I'm talking about with Ohio State's passing. The high ball for Shiro. Shiro gets a second touch, and Sleppy. It's a give and go that's very abstract. You don't see it very often, and they're going to put that in their training montages just for the fun of it. That's how good it looked here on stream.
It was certainly a beautiful goal, but now Penn State looking to respond. Massiter on the line, dodged and bumped. Shiro an opening. The demo will certainly seal it, and that is going to be a 3-1 game now in the first minute.
Hunted, I'm reminded of a song.
I almost don't want to know. Go ahead.
Now, I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to sing because I can hear everybody in my ear. Don't sing, don't sing. But you do have to know when to hold it, know when to fold it. And right there, Penn State went all in at the wrong time. They got demoed on the back end, and they got punished for their effort.
And, I mean, it's been Ohio State who has found... Oh,
no.
Not what you want to see out of Penn State. Things falling apart quickly. Right now, 4-1. And it comes off an own goal. And Kendo, it's not often I say this. That was an egregious own goal.
That was very, very interesting. Corey celebrating goal a little bit in the team's chat here. Not everybody can see it. There was also a little bit of a back and forth banter between these two teams. You'll love the rivalry between two Big Ten schools. Corey called it charity, that goal. Charity.
Well, right now, Ohio State not really in need of too much. They've got a 3-goal lead now. Off the backside of that is Rem. Almost got that around Sleppy. Shiro up to clear it away. 3:20 left now as Sleppy trying to fake Cam Bam there. A bit of a double commit. This could give Corey some space. He's only got Sleppy to beat. Does he have the boost for the bump? No, not quite. Sleppy was just able to get there. Now Cam Bam looking for a shot. That's not going to give Massiter much to think about. He will 50 Rem along the sidewall. 3 minutes. 4-1 for OSU. Things again falling apart a little bit here for Penn State. And you wonder, I mean, there is still time in this game. 3 goals is not an impossible hill to climb. But I wonder what's going on in chat, if they've got a coach weighing in, or if they're perhaps thinking of what they can change in the next couple of games, or really what they can do to build some momentum at the end of this one.
Well, if for some reason they don't have a coach, they can just listen into the stream, and I'll tell them exactly what they need to do. They need to shorten up the rotations just a little bit. Don't allow so many loose balls. Right now, they are getting some really good passes. There just hasn't been enough follow-up. You're seeing Ohio State very easily close the distance on the ball before they can, either offensively or defensively. And Sleppy's going to give you Exhibit A.
What a little pinch to himself as well. Sleppy, hat trick. Oh, no, sorry. Shiro with the hat trick off that own goal from earlier. But Sleppy able to find 2 in this game now. And OSU unable to score in game 1. Now, after just 3 minutes here in this second game, Kendra, they're outscoring Penn State in the series, as it has been a bit of an offensive flurry for the red team, and it feels like Penn State, I don't know, I can't really begin to describe what exactly is different in this game. Ohio State really not even playing all that differently than they were before. They're just scoring the goals that they were missing out on in game 1.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. They are also playing a little more efficiently. They aren't losing as many long balls, and having the goal advantage does create a significant amount of pressure all on its own. So the entire dichotomy of this game has shifted, just due in part to how far ahead Ohio State is right now, and they're just piling on the momentum.
And it's another defensive mistake. Rem plays that away from his teammate. He knew it immediately as Massiter in that signature watermelon car, able to knock it home, make it a 6-1 game. That's like one of the only constants in CRL, Kendo. I've noticed that. Every season, I mean, maybe besides Akron just winning everything, the only other constant in the CRL is that Master is playing with this watermelon car.
Well, I mean, you do also have a couple other things. JoJo Cats always had the cat ears for the longest time. There were quite a few little nuances, but I do agree with you. That has been an absolute staple of CRL for quite some time, and OSU just looking to push this one and finish it. They might be looking for a trip to South America as well.
Well, I'm sure if you are Penn State, trying to get to game number 3 as quickly as possible. Only 20 seconds left right now. Things will be leveled in the series. Of course, all of the league play series throughout CRL Fall 2020 will be best of 5. So be prepared for a lot of those over the coming weeks. I mean, a lot of those, Kendo. We have so many games to get through, as Vassiter might add on another one. No, Cam Bam gets up there in time. But it's probably my favorite part of CRL. It's just the sheer volume of amazing matchups that we get in the season.
Yeah, 100%, my friend. I enjoy how often, even some of the matches that aren't necessarily like the best on paper, you can go back to previous years, previous generations of the matchup and still talk them up. So like, say for instance, Penn State and Ohio State, one of these teams we thought to ourselves, oh, this is going to be an absolute clobber. We could go back to the days of 2017, 2018, when Penn State and Ohio State were two of the most consistent top 8 teams within Collegiate Rocket League. There's so much history to be had. We can talk about the Buckeyes and how they got their mascot name. We can talk about the family that is Penn State. I mean, Happy Valley. You can cross-reference just about anything, Hunted.
Well, you've got all these collegiate references, Kendo, and I'm wondering, can you give me that many references in the series for this game? Because again, I'm wondering, how does Penn State come back from a pretty awful defeat in game number 2, a 6-1 loss there?
I go back to what I said at the very beginning. The key to this game is Penn State needs to play some Smash Mouth Rocket League. Don't be afraid to be physical. Then on top of it, make sure you keep your presence behind the ball, whether it be on defense, whether it be on offense. Force bad touches out of Ohio State and don't allow them to play their passing game. If you play passively, you're going to have a bad time.
Passive, not the name of the game for Penn State. We'll see if they can start to turn that aggression up a little bit here. Certainly going to need it again after a pretty tough loss in game number 2. As Rem will find a nice little play through the midfield. Nobody home for Ohio State. It will lead to Penn State on the board first again.
I mean, a 50-50 like that is exactly what I'm talking about, Hunted. When you keep your presence behind the ball, it enables your team. They won the race to the 50-50 loose ball. They have an open net reward for it. Love the start here, and they're going to get a lot of momentum back from that.
First 30 seconds are Penn State's in game 3. As Ohio State gets a little bit tangled up on each other there. All 3 of them were behind the ball at one point. It will end up being played into the corner now as Corey tries to play it away. Vassiter trying to rotate forward. Corey is there. Now Sleppy out of the corner. Here comes Cam Bam. A minute gone. Game number 3. This is a pretty important one to try to give yourself match point in the first series of this collegiate season. And, you know, every series is important, but how nice would it be to take the first win of this fall 2020 season and to do it on stream as well?
I mean, can I make an old school reference, my friend? It'd be a dream feeling. Anyway, Shiro's going to equalize this game. That is a very, very vague reference right there. The old schools, the homies, they know.
Kendo, you risk a lot in a game as young as Rocket League to pull out references that old. But I respect you for it. I certainly do respect you for it. And it will be a 1-1 game with a minute 30 gone. As Ohio State going to be able to strike back. Both teams only able to manage one shot, but it has been shots that have gone in so far. So certainly nobody complaining about their shooting percentage at this point. But it has been a relatively slow game up to this point, considering the fast-paced nature of the last two. As Corey might get a chance. Going to push that one high. Didn't quite have the landing, and my goodness, carnage on the pitch now as OSU takes everyone out. Sleppy had a chance. Just pushed it wide. Cam Bam was there in support.
I'm glad Penn State actually got through that without letting a goal in. That was remarkable effort, as I'm pretty sure each and every member got demoed at least once through this first half. And now, offensively, they're looking to hem him in their own zone. But again, too much of a commit, and they are on the back foot.
Sleppy almost turned it home. Massiter tries to play it down. But Rem, with a solid touch, is going to send Shiro back to his own zone. Back to the midfield line. Corey turns it around. Sleppy and Massiter both going for this one. It will be Sleppy to come away with it. He gets a second touch by Rem. Now takes the boost. Looks for the pass in front. Massiter scores. Picture perfect from Ohio State, and it's 2-1.
You can't give that man that much time. They Sleppied on Sleppy. He got the ball out of the corner. And Massiter, the one-timer in the box, you could have put a Mack truck in there. The bar could have reached down. They still wouldn't have been able to save it.
I don't think we need to make the goals any smaller than they already are. I'm tired of seeing crossbars as often as we do. Please don't put that curse on us, Kendo. Appreciate it.
I will try to avoid putting that evil on you. It's okay.
I don't think I'd be able to play ranked anymore with how many times I hit the crossbar already. But it is 2-1 with a minute 45 left to go. This will be Sleppy around Cam Bam. He gets taken out. Rem's going to fire that one back. Good touch there from Shiro. Now here comes Corey again. Rem waiting, but he's taken out in the middle of the play. And now it's Cam Bam. Actually going to work out as Rem comes off the respawn. Don't know if that was intentional, but it was a smart pass. Another one down. Cam Bam's there. He's going to opt to turn. Doesn't want to get beat. As now it's going to be Sleppy in and out of the corner. It looks like we're just going to reset a little bit here, but my goodness, the physical play has really come out and has been the star of Game 3 so far.
Yeah, it has, my friend, but I'm also noticing the trend from Penn State right now. They are starting to turtle up just a little bit, and that is leaving Ohio State opportunities to just hem the net and the backboard. No defense at all. They're going to go up another goal here.
And it's ones across the board for Ohio State. Every player's got a goal. Sleppy and Shiro with an assist. Sleppy and Shiro both with a save as well, Kendo. And all three players, only one shot. Perfect shooting percentage. It's not often you see a team score 3 goals on 3 shots and look like the better team throughout the game, but that's just been the way this game is played. A lot of demos, defensive-minded as Massiter just missed that one. But it's been OSU again to control the pace of play, and they're getting rewarded for it, as that will finally be a missed shot. Massiter just missed it wide. Cam Bam will try to challenge Shiro, but with 25 to go, not a lot of time for the Nittany Lions here.
Ooh, there's going to be an extra touch here. And we're seeing a little bit of physical play, but look at how wide some of these rotations are, Hunted. They go so far back. Your third man is almost half the field away minimum. And you need to have just a closer knit ability for your team, because the moment one person goes out to a demo, they're not able to finish most of the time.
And I mean, again, it's kind of been the trend that we have seen, that OSU has controlled the ball control for the most part. They've maintained possession even in the first game where they weren't able to put any goals on the board, but it's just that trend has continued and they have been able to score in the series. And it seems like there's been no answer from Penn State. I agree. that their rotation is, I don't know if I would say it's a little bit too hesitant, because they have certainly been beaten on a couple of plays, but it feels like they're just not keeping up with the speed of Ohio State at the midfield. And when you're going to try to play aggressive like Penn State wants to, speed is the number one name of the game, and Ohio State's just winning it right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, my friend, and it's going to take dynamic changes from Penn State. At this point, you have to go all in. You have to go all in, but be safe about it. Not the reckless way they went in and got punished for it in game number 2. I mean, you can't full send 2 guys into your opponent's net and then expect the last guy back who's literally past the halfway line not to get demoed.
I mean, you say that, and there are teams like Space Station that would like to argue with you, sir. But
I mean, I'm not going to throw any shade there. I could.
Oh, Corey, quick shot. He'll score off the kickoff. Good start for Penn State, but just to bring it back to that point you were making, at this level, especially the collegiate level, it's often you will see teams try to be aggressive with demos, and on a number of occasions you will see overcommitments looking just for those demos. Oh my, I thought they were going to score another one. Rem ends up getting bumped off the ball. But I definitely agree. You've got to be smart, even if you are trying to just throw everything at the net and see what sticks. Uh-oh.
Exactly what they're going to look to do. Here's a second goal. Cam Bam coming in, and he scores another.
And this is just a great bump from Rem. Beautiful game awareness there. Cam Bam, easy goal off the bounce. Nobody from Ohio State was expecting Master to get cleared off the ball, and it will be a 2-0 game quickly here for Penn State. They are looking to push this, our first series, to a game number 5. But with all this time remaining, that also means all of that time is here for Ohio State to try to score 2. As Rem, a little bit of a whiff on that play. Shiro's there, passed out to Sleppy, shut down there by Cam Bam. Will be Corey now, in and out of the corner. This will come straight down. Rem is there. Shiro has to cut across to make the play. Now Sleppy again. Can't quite get by Cam Bam, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now from Penn State. They're continuing this aggression, and they're winning all the challenges.
Yeah, they are doing exactly that, and they've kept the pace. I think that's the number one thing to focus on. This is a much faster pace. Someone is breaking on the ball every single time, and even if they don't get the touch, they're at least getting a challenge. It's going to be a huge key to this game. And what a physical play again by Corey. It's Massiter, the last man, able to keep that shot from heading on.
Oh, giveaway though. Shiro looking for a pass. Had nobody there with a great shooting chance. Sleppy will turn it on towards the net, but Ohio State just not able to muster what they need. That's off the post from Cam Bam. And with 3:15 left to go, Sleppy tries to get it out of the zone. Blocked away by Corey. Rem shut down by Shiro. Now Massiter with some space. Cam Bam might get caught. Shiro got to look for the double score. Beauty from Shiro. Great read, and it's 2-1.
I mean, they moved up as a unit, and they die here as a unit. Cam Bam does miss the last touch, but that's a rough one, as it is very difficult to defend on the back foot like that. Tried the greatest, and just wasn't enough. We do still have a 1-goal lead for Penn State. 3 minutes still on the clock, my friend, and they still have their work cut out for them. There's another game to go if they win this one.
We are still not even at the half here in game number 4, but it feels like we've been playing for a solid 5 minutes already. Penn State, a quick 2-0 lead in the first few moments, but so far, Ohio State has managed to find one. They're looking for another. Shiro able to get it over to Sleppy, just not a great shooting lane there. Rem now into the corner. Massiter is going to wait on this one. A demo onto the PSU offensive member. Now good pass. Sleppy over to Shiro looking for the bump. He finds it. They score. OSU again, and it's Shiro with 2.
style, class, grace. I mean, you could throw a little bit of everything in on this one. And Shiro with the clean finish. You had everything you could ever want. Everyone involved from the team. A demo, a double tap. That's a play of the week if I've ever seen one.
This is like a brand new OSU team. Never have we seen them be this physical on the ball. I'm sure they've gotten more demos in this series so far, Kendra, than they did all last season. And it's been working out for them. We didn't see it so much in game one, but since then they're hunting. It's like the PSU players. They have clocks on their lives at this point. They cannot stay on the field for longer than 30 seconds at a time, it seems.
So what you're telling me is the Penn State defense is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, sure. If that's where we want to go with it, yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. I think that is what I gathered from your words, my friend. So why not, if you're Penn State, put it all on the offense, and that is what Cam Bam's gonna do. He comes in with another goal.
Cam Bam, he gets the flip reset. I didn't see that initially. I was wondering how he got it over to Shiro. That's a solid play from Cam Bam. The pressure on the backside as well on those defenders force Shiro into a tough spot trying to make that play. And it will be Penn State regaining the lead, but with 70 seconds still left on the board for Sleppy and company to try to find another equalizer. There's a beautiful pass. Shiro ends up backing off with the Penn State players in his face. Oh no! Another horrible defensive miscue from Penn State, and we're tied.
Oh my, that is not the ball, that's Cam Bam. Corey, my friend. No. You hate to see it, Hunted. I'm not gonna lie. And now the tie game, that's gonna take a lot of the spirit out of your sails. I don't know if they can recover from this. They do still have a tied game though. Maybe a little more offense will do them the trick.
Well, with 45, we do have a chance for overtime now in game number 4. Cam Bam is looking for a pass down to Rem. This will be back to the midfield line. And State will turn it now as Corey goes up that sidewall, but it does fall down to Shiro. Final 30, going to tick away here in regulation. Sleppy, a double touch opportunity. It goes off the crossbar. Corey's going to play it back to the midfield. Here comes Cam Bam, quick shot. Shiro just gets a piece of it on that near post, and it will stay 3-3. It's overtime looking more and more likely now. Sleppy back to midfield. Here comes Massiter. He'll play it over to Shiro, and maybe one more chance for OSU if they can find a touch, but it will be just off the back wall and down, and we've got OT in game 4.
I reckon we can call this a fitting end, Hunted, and both these teams are going to be looking for a quick goal right off the bat. A longer overtime, I think, does favor Ohio State, though. And the more they can keep that ball in the offensive zone.
Shiro.
Oh, Rem, no.
Oh, no, another own goal from PSU. This time it's Rem, but Shiro collects the hat trick. A beautiful little bouncing ball. Tough position to be in but for Rem. But that will conclude the series. Ohio State in 4 games. And Penn State, they put up a good fight, but some key miscues on just about every one of those losses. And it will be Ohio State who walks away with the series win.
My friend, you hate to see it. The moment I saw Rem turn back around instead of going for that challenge, I knew that was game over. The hesitation ends up being what kills the Nittany Lions, and it's something they can still develop throughout the season. They can move on from this. They can take a lesson, review the video, be like, hey, you know what? We need to go for this ball. They didn't seize the day and seize the opportunity to beat Ohio State when they had the chance. And Ohio State, they showed us why they are one of the deepest schools in CRL. My goodness, Hunted. The pass plays were so wonderful to watch.
That they were, and I would love to bring in my my fellow undefeated prediction talent in Ryan, and we are both 1-0 to start the season. Ryan, we've got to promote it while that lasts.
Hey, I'm with you on that. We gotta rep that while we can, because who knows how long that's gonna last with the way these games tend to go. But all in all, fantastic showing here from OSU, and quite a bit of a rocky start here for Penn State. And Hunted, I'm gonna start with you on this one as we kind of break down this matchup. But OSU, they came out the gate swinging. You and me, we both picked them, obviously. But really, what was the big standout thing that was a difference maker here for this team? Because OSU's always been kind of rocky throughout everything we've seen for them. And today, they looked phenomenal.
They did. They really looked like an improved team from the summer series and from the spring showdown where we saw them last. And, we mentioned it during the broadcast. I really enjoyed the physical play of Ohio State. They love to look for those demos, and they did it in a very smart, very productive way. They didn't chase the demos. They didn't overcommit with them too often, maybe once or twice looking for some. But they were very smart with their demo play, and I think that made a big difference here in the series.
Yeah, those demo plays alone were phenomenal. That one beautiful equalizer we saw there in game 4 just now, where they did the pass down into the demo and the double tap off the crossbar, that was perfection, and that was beauty right there in terms of plays. But Kendo, I gotta ask you a couple things here. Penn State, we talked about them as the games were going on, and it felt like their pace slowed down a lot there. But we also just saw a lot of defensive mistakes here from them. What is some of your advice for these guys moving forward? Again, this is only game 1 for the season. They have plenty of time to kind of work out some of these kinks. Could just be first game jitters for all we know.
I've had it preached to me over and over again with the great coach JG7. Be confident. And a clear example of the lack of confidence came from Rem at the very end of that game, choosing to rotate once again into the net when they could have gone out and at least gotten a 50 on that ball. Yes, the goal was imposing. It was looming. Yes, there's a really good chance that you lose that 50-50, but it's a whole lot better than own goaling right on the goal line and having very little angle to react with. Be confident, challenge early, own the possession. Penn State is going to come back from this. I believe it.
Yeah, and kind of going off what you said there for Remy, you kind of look to him to kind of lead this team too, especially since he has that experience there from the summer series playing against a lot of these teams from Division I. And so to see him kind of backtrack a little bit there, that was a little bit unfortunate. But again, he's going to have to be the leader here for this team. If I'm based on his experience alone, he's going to have to be that leader here for these guys. But I do have to get your guys' pick on who the star of the series was. And Kendo, I'm going to kick it right on back to you. Who was the star here for you?
You know what? I'm going to go with Shiro. I feel like Shiro put in a lot of the work. He was there when he needed to be for his team more often than not. And really, the whole Ohio State squad was extremely balanced. Shiro just seemed to be that guy who was winning the challenges for Ohio State at the most critical times.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Shiro for pretty much very similar reasons. I think in that 4th game, he really stepped up. Number of crucial double touches that turned into goals for Ohio State. And it was Shiro who had that beautiful ceiling pass, I believe, down to Sleppy in game 2. And I felt like that was a bit of a turning point in the series for Ohio State. They weren't really able to generate too many goal-scoring chances. And then once that happened, things kind of broke loose. It looked like they were feeling confident after that play. So definitely an MVP vote to Shiro in my book.
And I'm going to have to go for Shiro as well. I don't think there's a whole lot more I can say because you both summed it up pretty succinctly, I would say. So there you have it. Shiro is the entire desk's player of the game there. Congratulations there. But we are now going to talk about the Esports Awards. I have a doozy of a huge list of things that we need you guys